I love birds. I've come into their territory. I was searching for a tranquil place to sit back and think calmly about what's happened in recent times. First of all, it wasn't as bad as everyone thinks. If you remember at the start, we had said that India were not favourites to win in the first place. But do remember, 12 out of 16 teams did not make the semi-final. The mighty West Indies didn't qualify. Australia and South Africa didn't make it. But should India have done better? Let's see what happened in 2021, because that was the benchmark for what happened in 22. In 21, we said India played timid, conservative cricket. And Rohit Sharma, in a lot of press conferences, in a lot of post-match events, addressed that. And actually, India took steps to counter that. If you look at the period between the two World Cups, India scored more runs than anybody else, scored quicker than anybody else. The power play were better than anybody else. And it seemed like India had embraced the new style. Then that one match happened. That one match against Pakistan. And because of the innings that Virat Kohli played, where he took his time, he was available till the end, he produced that grandstand finish, I think the mood shifted to saying, you know what, this is Australia, there's a little bit of spice, the boundaries are deep, you can't go bang bang, but if you hold wickets, maybe you can finish in style. And I think that might have led to the return of the conservatism. But India went so far being conservative that India were among the lowest in the power play. If you make 30s in the power play, you are assuming that you need a big finish. If you see India made 180s, but India got to 180s because Surya Kumar Yadav was taking you there. You were about 55, 60, 65 at the end of 10 overs, you were getting to 180. Surya also allowed Virat Kohli to play a certain way. If you see, Virat Kohli till the end was actually run a ball. It was the finishes that took him to an overall strike rate of 136. So I think in the end, it was this conservatism that led to India scoring fewer runs than they should have. You know, when you're uncertain, you tend to fall back into what you think is safe, but that's a decoy. Safety in T20 cricket is a decoy. It's not a place for reputation. It's not a place for building innings. I think it's been a shattering decoy, and I think the time has now come to say, yes, we cannot play like this. I think this will be the start of another fresh process. I don't think it's disrespectful to say that there will be a lot of changes from here. I know Rahul Dravid said it was a bit raw at that time, and he's got to say that. He's in the position he's in. But I think there will be changes, and there will be a lot of changes. The personnel involved in the changes have been through ups and downs. They understand that this is what life is, and I think they will move on. What are the pluses for India? Sky was a huge plus. He's taking his game to another level. But India ended up putting too much on Sky, expecting too much from him. And in the manner in which he plays, he will come off a certain number of times. Sky was a big plus. I thought Virat Kohli's finishes were a big plus. I think he might still have gone a little harder early on. But Virat Kohli in Australia, I think Arshdeep took giant strides in the world of men in this tournament. Where do India go from here then? I think you'll find that the tour of New Zealand is a start of what you might expect. You'll start finding that new brigade coming in. But I think the selectors are the key here. They need to go back to the IPL, go back to the Mushtaq Ali and look for three kinds of players. Look for pace. I know there was no Bumrah, but look at people like Umran Malik, Mohsin Khan, Kuldeep Sen. Start to nurture pace. Why were Pakistan able to defend 150, 160 sometimes and not India? Because they had four very good fast bowlers playing for them. Pace is always pace. So look for pace. Look for more left-handed batting. Look at the muddle that came about between Karthik and Pant. Karthik or Pant. It was because of the left-handedness of Pant. And as it turned out, India did not utilize either of the two batsmen right through the tournament. And look for all-rounders. I think if India had more all-rounders, the structure of India's team would have been different. Can you imagine this team without Hardik Pandya? And that is why I think you need many more such players. England had more such players. New Zealand had more such players. Pakistan had more people who could tonk at the end. So these are the three areas I think India need to look at very carefully. There's a fourth that's been talked about, and that is, are players only playing the IPL, only playing in certain surroundings? Should they go and play outside? England benefited from it. Pakistan have benefited from it. Yes, they do. The IPL is a big strength for India because it allows you to play domestic cricket and then play the IPL at a time when no other cricket is being played. The disadvantage with the Indian system is that all the other leagues are played, as Rahul said, at a time when India is playing domestic cricket. So it's not just a marketing reason, but it's just you've got to protect your domestic system. So I don't see that happening, and you've got to live with that. If you say, look, I've only got spinners, no fast bowlers, you've got to live with that, right? So I think India have got to live with that. But I don't think that is such a big issue, to be honest, because remember, before the World Cup started, India were ranked number 1. So I see a lot of changes coming in. Sometimes results like these are good because they drive you towards where you need to get. And I'd like to see Surya Kumar Yadav, Hardik Pandya, Sanju Samson, Ishan Kishan, Shreyas Iyer, Rajat Patidar, that kind of lineup all coming together. And I think that is inevitable, sir. I'm not here to say, oh, sad things happen. I think this is going to lead to something better.